Mandela lived in a global age of communications, and he basically lit up the world with the fact that he seemed to move effortlessly through life with a smile on his face and a genuine concern for ordinary people along with his heavy duties. And every day got up and found the strength to leave his anger and his hurt and his regrets behind.
What's the most indelible time of all the personal time? And you had some intense personal time with him. Is there any one that you can separate out?
Yes, one day when, I was having all these conflicts with the Republicans in Congress, we were talking. I just was glad to see him, and I said, it was a good thing you did, inviting your jailer to your inauguration and all these reconciliation stuff, but how did you get there? Tell me how it really happened. He said, I remember it clearly. One day I realized that they had taken about everything they could take from me. They had abused me physically and emotionally. They had kept me from seeing my children grow up. It eventually destroyed my marriage. I realized they could take everything, even my life, except my mind and my heart. He said, those things I would have to give away. And I decided not to give them away. And then he smiled at me and he said, neither should you.
Where do you rank him, perhaps through the towering figures of the last 100 years?
I think he and Gandhi, and in America, Martin Luther King, are in a category by themselves. Gandhi and King were martyred, but the agonizing ordeal of Nelson Mandela for 27 years and how he came out of it a better man than he went in, it captured the imagination of people as nothing else had. His enduring power is that he showed us that there is true freedom in forgiveness and in the mental and emotional discipline to live in the present and think of the future.